Welcome back to another stream where I destroy my back on the shitty barstool chair. I just swore, fuck. On the shitty barstool chair, or better yet, I show you how good I am at programming Golang. I am a literal god at this language. Some of you may disagree, but you're wrong. I am the best there is. So, quick recap. Last time we've got the Twitch API working, so being able to get all of the streamers in the top 100 streamers in one go, and we've also been able to get all of their chatters, and I did a quick comparison to see just quickly who, if there were at any given moment, any chatters in two chats at the same time. And we found out that there was around like 490, 520 chatters in both Summit1G's chat and Ludwig's chat at one moment in time. Funny enough, there was actually a mod from Summit's chat in Ludwig's chat, so he wasn't really doing his job. He was slacking off a bit there, and I caught him, unfortunately. Fortunately for him, funny enough for me. But today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some cleanup. Not the most exciting thing, but it's necessary if I want to keep the project going, because well, I can show you actually just quickly. I'll transition over. As you can see, it's pretty messy. Like, I've just got a bunch of random structs just sitting here in the main file. I've only got one file, and I've got like commented out code. I've got print lines. I got repeating code. It's just a mess everywhere. It is just ugly. So hopefully today, gonna clean all this up, gonna make it a bit more what's the word, not reliable, but more future-proof, I guess you could say. Just being able to continue the project without having to every time refactor the code base. Just make sure that I have some decent standards in place. Oh, and you might be happy to know, I didn't get copyright claimed on the last video. So for some reason, Halo 2 soundtrack isn't copyright claimed, but Halo 1 soundtrack, I'm disputing that. I do not believe that UMG owns the rights to the Halo 1 soundtrack. I'll let you know if they actually do, and I get just ass blasted because of that. But I'm playing the Halo 3 soundtrack now. I've kind of just been going up each Halo. But hopefully that goes well. Back to the project, sidetracked there for a second. So I'm going to clean up this code, and I'll probably, in the same time, I'll also be introducing the Helix API that I found on the first day. So this guy, Nick Law, made a API in Golang for Twitch's API. So I'm going to be integrating with his because it seems to have everything I need. It's got authentication, which is the main thing I need, plus the get streamers, which is the other thing I need, because the only endpoint that I really call is streams, as you can see there. So as long as it has authentication and this get streams endpoint implemented, I'm good to go. Like, I don't need any of the other endpoints. So it might be a bit overkill because I'm importing all of this just for those two endpoints, but hey, it helps me out because then I can rely on this guy to keep this up to date, and I don't have to update mine as often. I don't have to spend as much time worrying about this. I can just let Nick Law handle it. Nick Law 5. So it's supposed to be like fancy S. Nick Laws. Like 5. Nick Law 5. I don't know. Whatever. And it seems like people like his project. Like 99 stars, 39 forks. A lot of contributors too. And he's updating it still. 8 days ago he made a release. So that's nice. So it does look like he's supporting it. So I'm not gonna get I'm not using some old implementation. So yeah, that's the game plan. Do some basic cleanup of the project, and then add in the Helix API library to hopefully get some sort of workable project going for the future. So I guess let's start off with just the cleanup. So my plan, if you saw yesterday's video, is to not only do this for Twitch, but also for YouTube. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to separate each of the platforms out into their own folder. And I'm going to have a Twitch folder. And then in the near future, hopefully, I'll have a YouTube implementation as well. And maybe I'll add other platforms. It'd be funny if I could add like OnlyFans in there and then overlay like OnlyFans onto Twitch users. That'd be hilarious. I highly doubt that'll work, but hey, that'd be funny. So these are kind of like the platforms that I'm shooting for. Twitch is first, obviously, because it's the easiest and more well documented. I did look at YouTube briefly, and every time I try to figure out where the endpoint was for the participants of a YouTube chat, it just crashed Chrome. I don't know why, but anytime I try to investigate the YouTube stuff, it just crashes, so I just kind of gave up. So for now, let's go ahead and start moving some of this stuff into Twitch specifically, so we don't have like this giant main folder of everything. So how do I want to do this? I guess at the same time I should be importing the Helix API, Nick Law's API. So let's see. Do I want to keep config? I think I'll keep config in the main for now. I might move that into its own file within the main folder, but for now I'll keep it just there. So we get the token. So this is the first thing it does. It gets auth, which is this down here, which I can replace with his. So let's go ahead and create a folder or file called auth in Go or in the Twitch package, and it'll be twitch dot get app token. I don't know what it's gonna look like, but hopefully it's fine. Hopefully it's nothing too crazy. So how do I want to do this? I guess I should import this package. Let's go ahead and copy the import. I believe it's import GitHub? I don't remember how. github.com/ I think that's how you import it. I'll just go ahead and import it like that. Okay, I should also set up modules for go mod init already exists. Go mod download. Didn't do jack all. What's the goddamn command to install something? I forget it. Go get I believe this is the command. Just calm down for a second so I can form it. Malform module path and char. What's the damn thing to import in Golang? Golang import GitHub package. What is it again? Recommend how to read. Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that vote of confidence of reading how to write Go code. After my stunning speech of I know how to write Go code, I'm being told to learn how to write Go code. That's right. That's how it's formatted. Unless he calls it. What does he call it, this project? He calls it Helix. Okay. He calls it Helix Helix? Oh. I've never heard this song in the Halo 3 soundtrack before. That just caught me off guard. I was gonna skip that. Because that caught me way off guard. But, okay, let's see. How the hell do I get the goddamn import releases? That's just the source code. Alright, fine, I'll read it, goddammit. Let's go install. Or do I just do this? Oh, no, it was get. I guess you could use get or install, but yeah, it's getting version 1.7.1. Alright, is it there? Yeah, it's there. Cool. Yep, it's there now. Nice, nice. Kind of just deleted itself there, but whatever. Okay, so I need to. I saw this example down here, so I need to set up a Helix client. So, how do I want to do that? I think I'll call this the. I'll call this the main folder, and do I want to? How do I want to do this? I think maybe I want some constant, some global constant that the Twitch package can refer to for the client. So client, so like var client is a helix dot client, like that. A reference to it, because I want that to be changeable, and I want func init. I know some people don't really like init functions in Go because it's kind of wonky how they work, but I'm gonna roll with it for now. I might change this to maybe not an init function, but a callable like setup Twitch or something dumb like that. Some function that gets called from main to set up like all the things before it starts running. But we'll see. Equals helix dot new client helix. I don't really like the way he's doing his options. I know this is kind of a, some people do it this way, but I think the better way of doing an options is specifying overloading functions. So basically you would go like func x with a return, and then in the here you'd go x equals blah blah blah, and that would set the option, and then you would just have this part just like multiple the what's it called? Yeah, I'm going too far into this, but if you know a bit about Go, you probably understand what I'm saying. If you don't worry about it. It's not like it's that important. You'll get to it eventually if you care enough about Golang. Okay, so this is going to be the fun part. I need to import main, I think, from here. But I'm worried that'll cause a cycle, because if I import main from here, and then I try to import main or Twitch from here, that's a cycle. Because Golang, you can't have cycles. You can't import. Can't have an import importing an import. If you can understand that. Like if A imports B and B imports A, you can see here how this cycles infinitely, because then A imports B again, which then imports A again, and like so on and so forth. Like it just causes this cycle pattern, which Go you can't have. You can't have that. So you can only have A. You can only have A importing B, or the opposite, B importing A. You can't have B, or you can't have A importing B as well. That's not allowed. You can only have one of them. You can't have both. So to remedy this, I can either pull out I can either pull config into its own package that gets imported into everywhere, so easy to handle, or I have to make it so that Twitch can only be imported at specific areas. I think it might be worthwhile to make another option. Obviously, is not do this package sort of thing that I'm doing right now, and actually make everything like what Nick does here. Everything just one package, one level, which you see this quite often in Go because having to deal with package cycles is extremely annoying. And if the project's small enough, you can get away with this. Like it won't. Like obviously, there's a lot of files in the main folder, but if it's small enough, yeah, it's fine. But I'm trying to make sure this is kind of more laid out, more like microservices kind of a layout, because that's kind of the thing I like doing. But I'm wondering if that might just cause problems with all of the cycles and everything. I'll go ahead with this kind of layout for now, but it may be that I realize that project's small enough where it can just be one package, one giant package, and I don't have to worry about all these stupid things, because for now I have to make a second package called config with a Go file called config, and then in config it's just in here I can have it go load config, and I'll have a variable called config, which is of type config. Oh, I love it. I gotta export that. Config.config. Ah, this is the annoying part. Sometimes you have to do this where you name an item after its package, which I really hate doing, and Golang hates doing, because like watch, it tells me right here, or if I were to go config, it might tell you, yeah, package config of config. It doesn't really like this, which is understandable, because then when you import it, it would look like config.config, which is really stupid. But it's just, I don't know how to lay this out otherwise. I could go config.cfg, but you see this sometimes in, like, I believe IP dot or net can't spell net, Jesus, net dot net IP net. Or is it http dot http? No, I've seen it somewhere. Where was it? Is it io.io? No. I'm gonna find this. Buff.io. Buffer. Bytes dot bytes. Bytes dot buffer. Byte. I will find this. I know this exists, and I'm not hallucinating. I'm just trying to think how other people would do this kind of config import. Alright, I'm just stalling. Let's just continue on with just as it config. And take all of this. And then go if error config.load config error nil. Jesus, I cannot spell today. And then we panic. Insert that. We return an error. Return error. Return nil. Alright, so what's nice about this is as soon as it finishes this function, it just closes the file. So no longer will it just hold the file open forever now. Yeah, there you go. There's your first import config. And then what we would do is config dot config, and as you can see there, that's pretty ugly. Yeah, it's pretty ugly calling config dot config. It's not something I'm happy about. I might look into like a better way of styling this, but for now that's fine. Oh, this might not work doing an init function because this will get called before the config gets called, which obviously, yeah, okay. Let's do the no init way. I'm fine with that. Func setup Twitch. Spell Twitch wrong. This returns an error. Client equals Helix dot new client Helix options. Client ID is config dot client ID and secret. What's wrong here? Oh. That's annoying. Yeah, I gotta do that. Well, I can do a named variable here, and that will kind of fix that issue for me. Why is it not letting me? Oh, whatever. It's called client secret. That's why. It's done. What other options are there? Oh, you can give it a token if you don't have one. That's funny. Oh, you can even set up a custom client. I'm curious what the client it uses is. What's the... Oh, it uses the default client? That's kind of iffy because there's no timeout on the default client. It'll just continue trying to request it. Yes, there's no timeout on this. And what else is there? There's no timeout, and it uses a transporter. It uses the default transporter. Which is this one? Yeah. Yeah, I'll leave it like that for now. I might want to replace this client though, because that's obviously, I don't want a request to just hang forever like that. That's really bad. Actually, I'll just replace it right now. HTTP client, HTTP dot client timeout 30 multiplied by time dot second. There we go. Now it'll time out after 30 seconds because it's the same client, just with a timeout of 30 seconds. Because obviously, I don't want the damn yeah, the request to go on infinitely. I do want it to just end eventually if there is a problem. In 30 seconds, I think it's fine. That's a bit generous, but hey, I feel like that's good enough. If, and then we just return error. I guess you just return because it's named. Twitch and its named variable returns. This is another thing. Even though this is cool, having a named return, which can just return automatically, you can get lost so quickly if you're not careful. Like, in a file that's like thousands of lines and you have named variables, that shit will get you. So error Twitch dot set up Twitch nil panic. Obviously, if we can't set up the Twitch client, that's a problem, so we'll panic. And then, what's next? I guess. Auth. I don't want the main function to be calling all this. Or maybe I do. Maybe I should return some like Twitch object. Some good old OOP, object-oriented programming for the main to just call functions on in an iterative loop. I might do that. Who knows? My goal was to make an interface though, so that you'd give it so it'd take an interface, the main or whatever manager kind of program, stream, channel, whatever, and it would take a interface of a specific layout, so that way I didn't have to like custom handle everything for the main program, and it would always have it'd know exactly how it's supposed to look because it'd be an interface, which I think is the better way to do it. But that's a bit far out for now. For now, I'm just going to continue on with my cleanup. So let's go twitch.auth. That is true. I can specify the app token in here. What happens when I let's see. What do I want to call this? Twitch.streamer. Twitch.data? Data. That's good enough. Get streamers. Get top streams. And then what do I want to call this? X, not X, it's not good enough. Range, I guess, wouldn't be bad. Range. Oh no, that's a reserved word, I can't do that. Num, I guess, for now, uint. And then we want to go client dot get streams. There we go. And then we can specify stream params, which are after first language type vodcast. What the hell is vodcast? I might want to. Oh, I know what vodcast is. Is like it's replaying a VOD as if it was a live stream. Yeah, that's. Yeah. I don't think they'd ever show up in the top 100, but I might want to set that to live. For now, okay, let's go ahead and set this up. Helix.stream params. First 100 and type of live, yeah, lowercase, and then that way we won't get vodcasts if there is any, for some reason, any within the top 100. This will retrieve a S response, or this will turn, no, let's call this response, don't need to be fancy. Error not equal to nil. I guess top num int. For now, this is always going to be 100, but if I want to go top 100, then I'll have, or top 200, then I'll have to add pagination. So it's just like, be like if num 100 not equal to 0, then we have to do pagination. So you'd have to get, for each one you'd have to do 100. You go, maybe I don't even have to do that. I can go like, for loop. I'm getting too into this right now. I can do this later. For now, let's just get the top 100 streamers. Let's go back to main. And then Twitch dots. Oh, right, I made that lowercase, didn't I? I did. $100. Obviously, when we're in like channels and stuff like that, when we're actually multi-threading this, we don't want it to panic. We just want it to know. Well, if it fails, we want retries. We'd want it to retry until it succeeds, or if it, or maybe or until it up to a certain amount, retry like 3 times. And if it fails 3 times to do this action, then we panic, or not panic, but maybe throw an error so that I know, or it's logged somewhere that we weren't able to get the top 100 streamers at this particular interval, which obviously could be a problem if we're not careful about that. Oh right, I forgot what I was doing. So client get, okay, get, send get request. Okay. I'm trying to find where it hold on, where's this JSON body thing? Okay, whatever. I'm trying to find where it inserts the app token, because that will be what? Oh. If path contains this, then it's an auth path. Because how do we currently do auth? Or how do we currently do the request? We have to insert a header for authorization. So at one point, it'll have to insert okay, here's where it makes the request. At one point, it has to insert some headers. And when it inserts those headers is what I want to know. Wait, does it not insert the app token? It has to. I can't be delusional about that. Like, you have to be inserting a header somewhere. Oh, there we go. Header. Oh, there it sets the bearer token here. Set request headers. Where does this get called? No. I'm sorry, what? Nowhere? Hello? Am I hallucinating? Hold on, maybe. Let's see. Authorization. That can't be right. Set request headers. I spelled authorization wrong. Authorization. it say? Well, it's referenced. What? Oh, there it is. Do request. Oh. Oh. Am I just... Where the hell am I in this? Oh, here. Here, there we go. Okay, I was just stupid. Okay, cool. So it does insert it, and then how does it insert it? It uses auth type if bearer token is not nil. Where's bearer token? Bearer token's here. Bearer token's if... Okay. Okay, so yeah. I do have to insert it. Okay. But I think Twitch has some like specifics about their authorization tokens. Getting a token. Like it's not, yeah, it expires. So I'd have to have something to handle refreshing the token. There's that refresh token. How do you refresh a token? Oh, right there. Okay, so you can just refresh the token. So can I just infinitely keep refreshing a single token? Maybe. I could set up some process that refreshes the token on the interval of expires in. So we'd get the token, and then we'd refresh it, and then we'd set up the process to just continuously loop. Maybe not continuously loop, just it'd spin up and then wait. It would spin up and then wait a certain amount of time before fetching a new token. Or another way is, I'm just wondering, that might, but how would I prevent other calls using that token until I get the new one? I'd have to have some lock. So if you try to make a request to the client, I might have to add some sort of like lock. I might have to add a layer before any sort of requests go to the client. Like if you want to make a request like this, get top streamers, you would have to pass a lock on the client saying, am I refreshing the token or not? Because if the token is being refreshed, you can't do a call. You have to wait. Another problem is if I'm making a call. If I'm making a call before I get the lock, I'd have to have a lock as well to signify don't refresh the token yet, because I'm still making a call, a request. Oh, this is gonna be fun trying to organize all this. Okay, let's for now I won't think too hard about that, but let's go back here, set up Twitch. This just adds the client. This doesn't add the config. So after I do this, I have to actually get I have to get the auth, which I don't think needs to be its own. Thing. I can just add it here. Or I guess Helix dot authorization. Oh. I don't know. It's what the object looks like for now. So let's do this. No. Client dot get app access token, yeah. That just returns it. Hold on. Client authorization URL. What? That's not what I want. How do I get the app token? Oh, it's called request. Request app. Yep, that's it. Request app access token. Really? That's annoying. In Golang, when you export a function like this, you're supposed to add a comment detailing what it is, what the purpose of the function is. But it looks like the writer of this library just was like, no, fuck that. I'm not detailing my my requests. You should know about it, which is fair enough, I guess. But still, it's kind of annoying. That's not required. I know that much, because the only things that I actually require are grant type, client secret, and client ID. Which client ID, client, and grant type, client, yeah, see? And then it does this, but there's nothing there, so what does it return? App access token response. Okay. Yes. Data? No. Twitch. Helix. App access token response. There we go. I think it's like that. Nil. We don't have any scopes. This returns response error. Error. Nil. Return error. Before it does that, though, I want to check its response. Yeah, so it has a couple of things. Error and error message and error status, which can be set without being returned an error as an error, which is really annoying. So it's basically, you can make a post request and it can go through, but then Twitch could hit you with an error, which isn't considered an error by the request, but just an error you have to handle. So then I have to go like dot status code. I just have an errors thing. Twitch API. I guess technically it'd be under here. Does it? No, it doesn't. Oh, joy. Does it have it here? I'm looking for the error response, what it looks like. It doesn't look like it's gonna tell me. That's annoying. Where the hell was the... Where was the... What's it called? Rate limiting. I remember I saw that, but I can't remember where. Rate limits. Oh, there it is. Joy. Steam or Twitch down? No. Here's the lag for all the endpoints. This is going to be my biggest problem, the rate limiting. Having to either get around it or handle it properly. Not to say that I'll try to circumvent the rate limit, but hey, if Twitch becomes annoying to me, I'll do what I have to. Like, I hate, like, look at this. He doesn't properly comment his functions, And so then it's just like, well, what's this? Is this an HTTP status code? Like, what is the response here? Maybe I should just check if error or error status. Like, oh god. I'm gonna assume if status code is not equal to HTTP status code OK, then we'll return nil format.errorf response dot what's the difference between error and error message then? Like, what the fuck is this? Let's just go like this, I guess. %s response.error message response.error. Hopefully they're different. If not, that's just really a pain in the ass for me. And at the end of all this, we just return a response and nil. I'll probably have to add in rate limiting and stuff like that. Each client ID has a point refill rate of 800 points per minute per user and has a bucket size of 800 points. The limit is across all Twitch. Okay, so I can make 800 requests per minute. Let's see, if I make one request to get the 100 streamers, and then I make 100 requests to get each individual streamer's Twitch chat, that's only 101 every 3 hours, let's say, every day. So that's well within bounds. I don't think I'll have to worry about this. Well, technically, one of the endpoints isn't officially supported, so I don't know how much the rate limiting is going to kick me on that. But I guess I'll find out as I go on. Alright. And then here, error. So yeah, if error get app token nil, return error. Or I guess I can't do that because I have to do. What else is there in here? The refreshes, or the refresh token, and expires in. Wait a minute, can I? Oh, I can, okay. I was worried that maybe I couldn't set it after I created it, but that's good. I would have been really pissed off if you couldn't set the app token after you create the client, because then you'd have to create this client just to get the stupid app token, and then you have to create a new client for the with the app token. It'd just be ridiculous if that was the case. I hope he closes the responses properly. I don't know if he does. I'm worried that he doesn't. What's this? That's the thing I'm checking right now. Just forgetting what I've already done. No, I can't, okay. Ta-da! Now we have an authenticated client for whatever amount of time, which needs to be refreshed. Well, not really, because like it makes one request to this endpoint, which requires this stuff. But this endpoint is completely unregulated. So I could just make it however I want. So This client's really useless now that I think about it, because it only does one request. Yeah, it's actually kind of dumb. It does two requests actually. One request to get the app token, and another request to then get the top 100 streamers. It's kind of ridiculous to have all of this just to do those two simple requests. And I could probably make a client that is more custom tailored to my needs. Because the only other thing it does after this would be this endpoint. So after setting up Twitch, it gets the top 100 streamers. And once it does that, it will go again. Like, it can make a request, but it could fail. Oh, I'll have to error handle this every single time as well. Oh, yeah, it might be worthwhile just to do this myself, or to make a custom client. So then I have to do this again. Like that. An array of strings. An array of Helix dot many streams. Oh god, that's what he's calling it. Okay. I guess no, I just need stream. Oh. Wait, is none of this stuff properly? Oh, I'm worried. Oh, I'm so worried that he doesn't seem to have any sort of... I don't know, he returns that. This could be a lot of data, and he's just passing it around raw. Well, I guess technically this is a reference, so... kind of a double reference if you want to think about it. If you do this and this, so when you pass around an array, it's a memory address. But if you do this and this, it's a memory address pointing to multiple memory addresses. I guess that's fine. I won't dwell too much on that. That anymore. Get rid of this. Don't need this. Change this to stream. Really? You're gonna do that to me? Stream. Username. Viewer account. Next thing would be this, the getting chatters thing. And since it's an unofficial endpoint, I can't use this client. Like, yeah, I spent all this time setting up this client just to never use it again. The main thing that I will be using will be this. Come on. Will be this thing, the get chatters. Main. Get rid of both of you. Take you two. Do that. Move you over here. Insert you right there. It's kind of unnecessary because it's never used anywhere else. But I'll leave them as global, not global, but top level structs so that maybe I can pass them around later. But for now, I'm just passing back this. Or actually, no, I don't need to. No, yeah, I'm not gonna do that because that's really unnecessary. I'll just make a custom level struct here, which looks like this. And then just looks like this. And then I can get rid of that because really is it 2 T's or 1 T? I hope I haven't spelled it wrong. Oh, it's 1 T. Looks weird because chatters is 2 and chat room's 1. Main. So it's stream 3 and then same thing but for T chatters, F chatters, and then similarly what we did before, but instead we just replace this with that and this with that. For now, let's just ignore this part. Look how much cleaner that is. Look how clean that main function is. It's only 40 lines and it just does a couple like load in config, set up Twitch, get the top streamers. Let's get their chatters for both these streams, and then let's get a quick comparison going. Obviously, this shouldn't be platform dependent in my mind. You shouldn't have to compare when you compare the streamers. It should be generic. This is where that interface I was talking about would come in, where I'd have this main or root level defined interface that every platform had to adhere to, and that way I can do one function that just does the analysis. The analysis tool is just one package, one area that just is able to do all the analysis independent of the platform that it's getting the data from. That'd be my ideal solution, because obviously if I'm adding in YouTube, Twitch, and then doing and then different data analysis things on top of that, having to define the data analysis for the two platforms independently of each other, and then having to try to get them to work together sometimes. That'd be so annoying. So it'd be better if I always formatted the data in a way that adhered to a strict interface type. That would be my plan. Alright, so for now, let's just quickly run this to make sure I didn't break anything. I did. That's funny. Oh, I see what happened. There we go. Ta-da! Ludwig's number 2 right now. Look at that. XQC holding it up. That loud, whatever the guy's name was, isn't here anymore. Rice Gum. He's that controversial YouTuber, if I'm not mistaken. Who's this guy? Swag. That's a cool username to have, to own Swag with 2 G's. What the fuck is that camera angle? Is he on Phase? Oh, it's Phase Swag. Oh yeah, I remember this guy now. Ooh. Alright. Well, that's a nice design. I like that. That's a cool design. Not a fan of the PlayStation. Oh, he's got... There you go. Better Xbox. Xbox is better than the PlayStation. I'll fight you over that. What's Ludwig up to? That isn't just chatting, Ludwig, but hey. You'll learn it. You'll get there eventually. Every single day, Moist Critical is on this on the streaming game. Like, Jesus. He streams a lot. But that's good. Okay, so far config is set up properly. This is set up properly. And now let's add in the get chatters. Make sure this is set up properly. And I don't want this to be shared anymore. Nope, that broke. That's nice. Why did that break? Might be one of those fun times of status code not equal to status code. Okay, return nil format error F response dot status. Might be one of those days. Bad request. That's news. What's the... Who's causing this? Swag? That's fine. Is it the capital? It's the capital. Okay. I'm curious actually though. That's broken. But that isn't. Okay, capitalization might be breaking it. Who are some other people, though? Why are there 91 people in both of those guys' chats right now? I guess capitalization does matter. I wonder how I avoided that last time. Or I guess 0 and 1. Yeah, there's just... Wait, what? There's 0 and 1 now? They're the top 2 streamers right now? What just happened? How did they become the top 2 streamers? You're shitting me. You're shitting me right now. That is not true. There's no way that's true right now. Yeah, XQC is. What is this? What is this? Why is it smoking? What is it smoking? Oh, fuck, that's why. I'm so stupid. That's why you don't just assign things willy-nilly. I guess I should do this. T streamer streams at 0 username, and then F streamer streams at 1 username. T streamer, F streamer, T streamer, F streamer. There we go. Now I won't get them confused. Between XQC and Ludwig, there's 1,370 people shared. And these are all the people. Twitch, Prime reminder. Okay. I must be a pie. If there's any mods that are shared between the two, they'd come up first. So this is just a regular user, and let's open up critical so I can do this. And oh, there he is. Cool, quick and easy. Oh yeah, look at that. Their names are lowercase there. Even though twitch.tv/swag Yep, okay. I see what's happening. So no, their names are always lowercase internally, but you can enter uppercase or whatever combination of uppercase. Sorry about that. Hiccuped a bit there. And it'll work. But who's this person? Jesus Christ, that chat moves fast. He's just a regular user. Okay, so there's no mods that are in, like, we're not seeing like we did yesterday with the summit mod inside of Ludwig's chat. That was funny. Okay. That's cool. And I've cleaned this up a decent amount. It could still do some work. I'm still, after doing this, I'm starting to realize how redundant this client library is. Like, or not redundant, but how grossly overdeveloped it is for my use. Like, I'm making one goddamn or two goddamn requests, this and this. Other than that, this is making them. This is gonna be making 100 requests here. Or no, sorry. This is gonna be making 100 requests, whereas this is just gonna make 1, 2, and then it's done. We just get rid of the client after that, which is so like it's so unnecessary. While it's nice that it has like this nicely set up bullshit, I can make my own custom client, which then can do requests for me, and then I could share that client probably amongst the platforms if I think about it. And then that way I can handle locking better and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I might make my own client and then just share it between the platforms, or maybe not share it, but duplicate it. So each platform gets its own client, but the client is the same structure. Is something that I've developed in another package called HTTP client, or whatever I want to call it. Well, today's Sunday, so if I decide to do that, I'll do this off stream. Maybe clean this up even more off stream. I don't know. I don't know if I'll get to this during the week. As I said, I'm not done my front end, or I guess since it is technically the last day of the week, I should show off how far I've gotten on that. Just to show you that I did work on it. I wasn't lying when I said I did. And kind of show you the progress that I made. And I can point out what I haven't done yet, because I still want to finish this. It's still so close to being done, but it's just not done yet. Oh, there's an update. I'll get to that later. Like you can see, I've added in a bunch of stuff to each of these. To each of the files. And as soon as it decides to launch, I can show off what I actually have finished. Hopefully it didn't break over the 2-day period since I last worked on this. Come on. Alright, well, while that's going, let's quickly go back to this. I did think about the data structure for this, and I figured out that the best way to handle this is to essentially create a row for every single streamer's similarity. So if, let's say I have 100 streamers, and then I would create 100 rows in a database with their edges. So it'd be 100 rows at max from one streamer to another streamer, which, if you think about it, means there could be up to 100 times 100 streams, or rows, because, or 100 to 100, I think, maybe. Is the maybe not 100 to 100. I think it's 100 times 100. Because for every one, there can be 100. Oh, it's done. So it could get pretty big, but that's assuming that every single streamer has a strong connection to every other streamer, which is very unlikely. So that'll be nice. Oh, I forgot. Okay. But for now, as always, there's this. It works still. Funny. Haha. Makes the sparklies go. Here's my contact page. I don't know if I showed this off. Oh, that's right, I figured out what the problem was with the collapsing thing. You do, in fact, have to... Hold on, let me install it. MDB5. One second, I'm getting to the thingy. I figured out the problem. You have to have Font Awesome. Font Awesome adds all those images and icons and all that other components. Didn't know that, but I found that out later when I was working on this on my my personal account. That's why some of the changes aren't in here, like the home page isn't complete on this one, because I have a copy of this project on my personal account that I've been working on with. Yeah, some of the stuff's missing, but once this installs, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, there we go. And that will rebuild. Cool. Here, and then there you go. There's things. Does this work? No. I hooked this up too to have a little pop-up. But as you can see, everything's this is new. This, yeah, I figured this out too. If you go to about, then go off about really quickly, these things still stay. So, whatever. This doesn't go anywhere. They're just linking back to the main page because I haven't set those up, but you can see my layout here. So, I'm not skimping out on my work. I am doing the things I promised. It's just not as quickly as I'd hoped, I guess you would say. But for now, I think that's where I'm going to call it quits. I'm an hour and 15 into this, so my back hurts again. And I want to go sit down on my couch and just kind of lounge because this is just painful. My chair is supposed to get here Wednesday, Thursday, so next week I'll be back to Halo and hopefully I'll beat the game. Halo Combat Evolved. And hopefully UMG doesn't copyright strike me on the gameplay. That'd be hilarious. But I'm making good progress. This is really concerning. Not concerning, but it's just, I'm still iffy on this. Like, it seems unnecessary. 2 requests just for this giant client. Not giant, just to import this package that I make 2 requests with, and then I have to deal with it. And I can rather just, I could just make my own custom client that I do a bunch of fun stuff with, or not fun, but custom stuff with. Yeah, I think that might be the way I go. That might be what I do. If I decide to do that, I'll remove this off stream, and then next week I might do some parallelization stuff, where I try to set up like the workers so that they individually fetch the streams, because obviously fetching each streamer individually, so going get chatters and then getting all the chatters one at a time for the 100 streamers would just be so annoying and so tedious. It'd be easier for me to just go in, open up maybe like 10 workers, and then have it be chunked into 10 groups, 10 streamers. So each worker would get 10 streamers. So it'd be for every worker would get 10 streamers. For 10 workers, it's 100 streams, and then that would complete it pretty quickly. And then I could pass it into a data collection thing, or a comparison tool, which I should probably separate this out into, because it's kind of, yeah. Analyze. Compare streams. Or compare stream viewership. That's a good name. A chatters and B chatters. Map string. And then I can do this. I could make it so that the iterative one is the smaller one. I could do like a quick comparison. If A is larger than B, we go with A, or if B is larger than A, we go with B, and that way we could quickly determine who's quickly we can make this faster, because obviously if I have to iterate through the larger one, the bigger stream, that's kind of annoying. I might actually, hold on. Golang union of maps. Yeah, it's just iterate. Yeah, it's just to iterate the maps and just find out. You the unit slices? You could do yeah, n log n. That'd be pretty quick, but you have to sort them. But how would you sort them alphabetically? But some of them are obviously like. Trying to find like a Chinese character name. Maybe this might not be the right person to compare with, but it might not be the best idea. There. Makes it a bit cleaner. This should probably be pulled out. Maybe not. Still the same. Yeah, and then yeah. This analysis tool will obviously be a bit different in the final product because I don't really care about who is shared. It's nice to know that, to see that here, but all I actually really care about is how many people are shared. Because if I store, like, let's say, if I store one day, on Monday I store that A and B share 200 streamers, and then on Tuesday I store A and B share 100 streamers. Then if I were to look at that 2-day period, they shared 300 streamers. So that's a decent edge. So that'd be a connection. But if I were to look at them on like Monday or Tuesday respectively, they wouldn't have a connection because there's just not enough people to warrant a connection between the two streamers. I kind of just went on a little bit of a rant there, but hopefully you understood what I just said. But basically, storing the individual streamers or individual viewers is way too expensive storage-wise, and is pretty unnecessary memory-wise. So it's better just to take the count, which is what I do. So later on, I'll probably remove this and just make it a uint of just a number, and then it'll be stored in a database for comparison. Because I think I've determined that I'll have at minimum a week's granularity and up to a maximum of a month. So you can go like 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, or 1 week. That's kind of like the granularity, the time range you could set on the site, I think, is what I've decided for. So I think that's good. Anything smaller than a week, it's kind of really unnecessary. Like, what good is seeing a day's worth of the top 100 streamers and their viewership similarities? It seems kind of weird and unnecessary, and it is really prone to error. Like the data would be so, like, there'd be so much static in that data, which wouldn't be really give you an indicator of anything. Just, this is the top 100 streamers and their similarities on that one particular day. Like, come on, you can't really infer anything from that. You have to look a little wider, like a week or maybe a month. A month is better, which is why I think the original creator of the stream graph increased his granularity up to a week or a month on his second graph. But I kind of just went on a rant there. I gotta end this back. Ugh. Okay. All right, I gotta stop. So we did a bunch of cleanup, which is good, and I might remove the Twitch client, the Helix client, because it seems a bit overkill for my purposes, and I might just implement my own custom client. I should probably also set up that interface I was talking about, make sure that it's like like everything works properly. And then after that, it will be parallelization, or maybe parallelization first, then the interface. I don't know. One of the two will come next week. Paralyzation, I imagine, will be pretty fun to watch me do because people maybe are interested in seeing how paralyzation works in Go. It's pretty fun. It's a nice touch. But hopefully, and yeah, next week I'll have my chair and we'll finish Halo. Thank God, I'll be back to Halo next week. But until then, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you again